SIHH 2018 is over, and now it's a pleasure to have Wei Koh with me. Wei,
thank you, Alex.
Thank you for making it.
It's a pleasure. What a pleasure to hang out with you, and it's really interesting now after 4 days.
Yeah, let's chat a little bit what we have seen and what we thought is good,
Sure.
not good.
Sure.
So, what's your impression? What do you think?
I'd like to start with kind of an overall impression, and
Okay.
actually, I think this has been the best SIHH I've seen for 4 years. The last couple of years, occasionally some of the SIHHs have been a little bit, how shall I put it, tentative, yes? But this is the first one where I see a renewal of creativity across many of the brands, an optimism that's coming from the entire fair. And what I love also was the first thing was I walked in here.
Wait, try to keep your voice down.
The first thing I did was I walked in here.
Yeah.
And I saw the incredible renovation they've done to the fair, and so technically to allow us journalists to do our job better. So all the little tuck hubs, all the little setups for people to take pictures, and I was like, this is really a first-class fair.
Yeah.
Because I can accept to go to Basel, which is our other fair. I can accept that there's no infrastructure for people to stay, and so we have to go and stay in the world's most expensive Airbnbs. I can accept that my lunch every day is the same, world's most expensive sausage, but what I cannot accept is that you do not invest in the technical infrastructure to allow me to do my job better. Is that fair?
That's absolutely. I absolutely agree. Let's talk about, you said, creativity and so on. What was really creative for you? What did you see?
Well, you
can ask questions also to me. Because
So I'll give you a couple of examples.
Yeah.
I think what I really like is when people create a design that is both functional and aesthetic, And what I saw from Audemars Piguet with what they created for the Royal Oak, the world's thinnest perpetual calendar, but using an all-new way of integrating all of the mechanisms into the movement.
On one floor. Yeah. But it's
it's
just an RD project. It's not yet commercial.
Yes, but it's cool, huh?
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool, yeah.
And interestingly, we saw something quite similar from Piaget as well, right?
Yeah.
The world's thinnest watch at 2 mm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like an optical illusion to see this.
Yeah, but it's also a one piece, one shot.
But the point is that in the last 4 years, no one was doing anything at all in terms of trying to advance the technology related to watches. And so it was really nice to see this. I think from the perspective of watches that were actually created, I actually really enjoyed Ulysse Nardin. And Ulysse Nardin's it's their first fair here.
No, second.
At SIHH, is it?
Second, yes. They came last year.
Second fair here that they're here at SIHH, and I love what they did in terms of also presenting a fresh new face to Ulysse Nardin. I love the fact that they took the Treasures from the Deep, the Damien Hirst exhibition, and brought it from Venice to here to Pal Expo in Geneva, and used it to sort of express what they wanted to do, which was a watch related to the water, right? So they've taken the codes of Ulysse Nardin, which are rooted in the marine chronometer, and they've applied it with this massive 13 mm balance wheel in the Freak, which is now also automatic, which is super cool. And you and I were friends with Rolf, and we remember when he first launched that watch, what an extraordinary innovation it was to see that, and to see the evolution of that in kind of a cool way. I think was really nice for me. It was a very touching moment for me. And at the same time, the other thing that Rolf had created also from the beginning, he was working with Clarion erotic watches, and so they have done hot horlogerie.
Oh wow!
Nick, you should get Nick to join.
We join.
Nick, you're on television.
You're on
wonderful
television. No, we're talking about the show,
Yes.
about the SIHH 2018, about our impressions.
Yes. What did you think,
Nick? What are your impressions?
I was very happy to see Wei at.
No, come on. That's not everything.
That's a very good impression. I was surprised at how much I liked the Cartier Santos.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I like?
Well, I have to say that I actually bought a watch this fair, and it takes a lot. I mean, I think we can all agree as journalists that it's one thing to say that we like it, and Nick is a big purchaser of watches because he's genuinely passionate, as are you. But it takes a lot to actually buy a watch.
Yeah. Are you going to tell us which one?
Yes.
Bought the Tongxin bought the platinum piece.
With the beautiful red cabochon. Yeah,
exactly.
That's wonderful watch.
Exactly. Wonderful watch.
Really well. I like those retro ones they did, the Warhol ones they did at Piaget.
I thought those were fantastic.
The white and malachite
Absolutely
was great.
fantastic. The malachite and the white was amazing as well.
It was malachite and white and lapis and pink.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And they also did an extraordinary sort of merger of their technical language with their aesthetic language as well. They did a malachite rose gold ultra thin flying tourbillon, which I thought was phenomenal as well. It was one of my favorite watches, and I think Shabby is doing an amazing job with that brand.
You're so articulate, Wei.
Well, since I stopped drinking, Nick.
What did you guys think about the new Vacheron Constantin, the 1956 collection?
I was surprised at how much I liked that. I call it the super steel.
Yeah.
As long as they don't make too many,
Yes.
and as long as they don't put too many high complications in it, I think it's a really good thing. I think it's a great thing to have a fine watchmaking brand making a nice, elegant steel watch that isn't a sports watch.
Absolutely.
And that's something that when you think about it, there aren't so many of those. I mean, I'm trying to rack my very small brain right now for examples, and I can't think of any. There's a couple of rare Pateks in that.
No, but it was also a really sort of nice extension of the Vacheron identity while retaining all those values. Because I've got the Comte de Vacheron, and I love that watch. But not everyone can have access to that watch.
Cartier London from the 1970s on. So,
but the 56 was a really beautiful sort of extension of the brand's language to a new generation. I think they did it without losing who they are. In fact, refreshing and sort of making that even more relevant.
Sure about the invisible saxophone player in the cabinet, though. I have to say that was a very strange thing.
Although I have to say, I enjoyed the stand this year. What did you think, Nick?
I didn't enjoy it quite as much as you.
I sometimes thought the old Vacheron stand and
No. I mean, that was like going into a cross between an Undertaker's and a museum that wasn't very frequently visited.